Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another stream. A bit of a match reaction from yesterday with some more general Chelsea chat, direction the club's going in, expectations, fans' expectations, fans, losing their heads and all this sort of thing, some ridiculous things that I'm seeing. There's loads to dive into, people. So we're going to get into all of that stuff. But first things first, guys, make sure you smash the likes on the stream. As always, subscribe to the channel if you are new around here, guys. Tonight is the night we're going to hit 7K. Need 5 more subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, guys, and you're locked in now, make sure you hit that subscribe button. 5 more of you to hit that 7K mark would be greatly appreciated. Run the likes up as always. Should be a fun show. Well, as fun as possible. But yeah, always keen to hear everyone's thoughts in the chat as always. So get your thoughts in there. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff, people. And yeah, let's dive into proceedings then, guys. You know, no beating around the bush here, no long intro or anything like that. Lots to discuss as always. So yeah, let's dive into it. Let's say hello to a few people in the chat, and then we will go from there, guys. We will go from there. Right, let's say hello to a few people. What's popping up here? Yes, big up, Yaku. Hope you're doing well, brother. That's why we should have got a striker in the summer if we were a proper striker. Look, yeah, sure. Yeah, I think that's probably a fair thing to say. We would be in the top 6 if we had a goal scoring centre forward, 100%. Matter of fact, we conceded back to back because of. Look, it's a collective responsibility. Badia Shield was dog shit for that Anthony Gordon goal, just stood off him. Silva, obviously, horrendous error for the Joe Linton goal. Cucurella playing onside. It's a collective. It is a collective. Yeah, they are at fault for conceding some of the goals. Absolutely. Chilwell better than Cucurella going forward. Absolutely. I think Cucurella is actually better than Chilwell defensively. I like Ben Chilwell. I think he's going to be a massive part of what we do when he's back fit again and firing. So yeah, I haven't got a problem with him. I think that's harsh. Look, I think he absolutely has to be influencing games more. That's for sure. But I don't think he's been horrendous so far this season. It's the fact that he's cost the money, which is why people are expecting more. And I understand that and I get it. But I don't think he's been that bad. He's not been horrendous. He absolutely needs to do more. You know, midfielders need to, track runs. They need to cover. Make it easier for the centre backs. And he's not doing enough of that. He's not controlling enough games in the midfield. And he has been struggling a bit recently. There's absolutely no denying that. But to say that he offers the thing, I think is misinformed and harsh. Cucurella because his religion. No, look, I think Cucurella's been very good this season. Yes, yesterday wasn't his best game. That much is absolutely clear. But I think he can be a useful part of the squad if he continues to perform the way that he is. The fact of the matter is now he conceded 9 goals in the last 3 games. The defence, which a lot of people believe to be our strongest point, there are now issues occurring. We're conceding far too many goals from set pieces. People aren't picking up their man. It's slack. It's sloppy. Yeah, it's something that needs addressing and dealing with as soon as possible, because you can't keep conceding the amount of goals that we're conceding at the moment. It's just not good enough. What's 2 goals considered against City? Low IQ. It wasn't a penalty on Haaland. That was ridiculous. Yeah, he played Isaac on side. He did. Would you start? No, I probably wouldn't. Bro is not really offering anything either. I would stick with Nicholas Jackson, to be perfectly honest. Look, he's part of the reason. Not a single player from yesterday's game can come off that pitch with any credit whatsoever. None of them performed well. None of them were even half decent. Each individual themselves were an absolute disgrace yesterday. Every single player was not good enough. Totally unacceptable on all levels. No one can come out of that game and think, do you know what, I was all right. Not a single one of them. And that's a massive problem. 4 wins from 13. Yeah, look, 4 wins from 13 is poor. It is. Look, there's no getting away from it. But as I will dive into later on, we need to talk about the expectations. We need to talk about kind of why this is happening. and all that sort of thing, because there are reasons, and like, no one's accepting, that the results and all that bullshit, but there are reasons, and we're gonna dive into it. Samuel L. Jackson, big up to Miz, by the way. If that is Miz, I've had a couple in there that have used this picture before. So if that is Miz, then big yourself up, bro. No expectations. But do you know what it is though? Like, I look at it, and actually, do you know, let's start with this, because Simon Phillips put a tweet out yesterday about the owners expecting Champions League qualification, and quite a lot of people lost their heads about it. And I think it's a fair point. Chelsea's owners want Champions League qualification this season, so whilst people might want to keep saying this is a developing team and project, the says different. Pochettino as manager will absolutely be feeling that right now. Do you know what the most surprising thing for me about this is, right? Is if they genuinely wanted Champions League football this season, qualification this season, why have you gone out and assembled a squad of players that is clearly not ready to qualify for the Champions League? If you wanted to qualify for the Champions League, you should have gone out and strengthened the first team squad accordingly with players that are ready to come in and make an impact right now, not doing these little mini projects on the side, the buying in players to develop and whatnot. If you wanted to qualify for the Champions League, then you should have been buying players ready for the first team right now. Even worse, if they actually thought that, if there was an understanding from the ownership that they thought that what they've put together was good enough to qualify for the Champions League in this first season, then I worry about some of the thought processes going on here. I really do. We are a whole 8 points behind a United team who are known as dog shit, but we're smiling because, look, it is what it is at the moment. Yeah, it's not good enough. Let's not beat around the bush, guys. It's not good enough. Really enough. Why did Poch start by this show? Moises Caicedo was on the bench because he literally got back from Ecuador in the middle of the night Thursday. Did one session on Friday, so I can understand why he didn't start. Enzo got back a day before him. So the Badiashile one I agree with. No one's saying that he shouldn't be getting minutes. He absolutely should be, and I think he's a top defender and would be a big part of what Chelsea do going forward. But you pick your games. Why put him back in against Newcastle away? Why not just wait until Brighton at home next weekend, an easier game to bed him back into? I'm not saying that Levi Cole had to come back in, but what was wrong with continuing with Silva and Disasi? Centre-backs, as I've said many times, is an area of the pitch where you do not want to be messing around and switching players on a regular basis. And that's exactly what's happened. Like, why are we doing that? Look, Badiashile, it's great to see him back, but he looks rusty. And in a big game against Newcastle away, that's not the ideal place to try and sort of rediscover yourself. So I thought that was an interesting decision. Yes, it's easy to look back after the event and say it shouldn't have happened. But whilst I was excited to see him, I did think it was an element of risk that didn't really need to be taken. Look, am I saying we wouldn't have lost if Disasi played? No, I'm not saying that. But I just think it's easier. It's just easier for us to leave the centre back pairing the same. Why did we need to do it? When do we actually start demanding more from Poch? I get it's a transitional season, but we have one game a week, and it is poor. But look, I think we have to understand the reasons for it. It's not on the manager that we've got a lack of leaders and we've got no discipline in this team. That's not on the manager. A lack of leaders is not the manager's fault. Discipline, you could argue that is partly on the manager to instill a discipline within the team. But ultimately, when those players are on the pitch, it's up to them to keep their heads and maintain their own discipline. Like, we have got a serious discipline problem, and we are soft as well as a team. Like that, those two things combined are a real issue, to be soft and to have a complete lack of discipline. So yeah, it's going to be it's not a good combination for any team. What do you need? What does any team need to be successful? Discipline and leadership, something that we are lacking in massively as a team. And sorry, just back to this Champions League thing as well. Look, I've said it a few times before. I absolutely feel that Chelsea need to qualify for the Champions League this season. I said at the start of the season, look, it's not impossible. It's very difficult now, but until it's over, it's not. Until it's over, sorry, then there's still a chance. Obviously, a lot will have to change. I'm fully aware of that, but like, what are people basing Chelsea should be qualifying for the Champions League on? What are they basing that on? Purely basing it on money spent. That is the only reason why people think Chelsea should be qualifying for the Champions League this season, because they are purely basing it on money spent. No other people are giving any reason, valid reasons as to whether Chelsea should be qualifying for the Champions League outside of money spent. This is a new team. This is a Premier League that is obviously a lot stronger now than it has been in the past, with your teams like your Villas, your Newcastles. I mean, Spurs have seen a bit of a dip, with teams like this. And yeah, it's harder to get into it now. We know that. And this is a team that is full of players, virtually all under 25, bar a couple, players that have not got a lot of experience in top European football, players that haven't played a lot of games in their careers in general. And people are expecting it to just all come together in one go and everything be fine and we qualify for the Champions League. That is naive and it's unrealistic expectations in my opinion. Totally unrealistic expectations. And look, to talk about Europa League being a good season, that would be a good season in my opinion. And people say, oh, we're accepting mediocrity. It's absolutely bollocks. It's not. It's not accepting mediocrity to have an aim with the Europa League. The alternative is, which is what a lot of people are doing, is being utterly delusional and living on the basis and hope of like data and projections. And if the ownership feel that Pochettino's job is going to be judged on his league position in his first season, then we have every single right to be concerned. But I mean, I'm sick of people giving it, oh, this is Chelsea, all this high standards bollocks. It's utter bullshit. It would be utterly clueless, and it would set the tone for any other managers or player to stay away from this football club. And you know what? This ownership will have to learn the hard way if that's the way they're potentially going. They have to learn the hard way, because it's going to be tough to beat Everton away. It's going to be tough to beat United away. Tough to beat Wolves away that we've got still. We've got Brentford away. We've got City away. Arsenal, Liverpool away. It's going to be tough to win against to get those wins. Now, the high standards again is tough. Look, I don't buy into that argument. And it does start with the squad. And again, it goes back to the squad building. Not one signing this summer was, say, the best available player in his position right now. Now, you can't always go and get the best available players in their positions. I like the signings, but let's be clear, none of these signings were ready to come in and make an instant impact right now. Look, this team will absolutely grow and it will get better as time goes on. But, with people that have already made their minds up to let a run of 6 games between the second game week of the season and the 8th game week of the season decide someone's fate is just utter nonsense. It's complete nonsense. People being selective about high standards as well. It's just a nonsense. No action taken to suggest those standards exist under this ownership, and there's mixed messaging about whether they are or aren't being like Roman. I just think using the high standards argument is dangerous, really, and it's perhaps willing to watch it burn more. United have been talking about high standards for almost the last 10 fucking years now, and look where that's got them. It's just bullshit. It really is. And do you know what? We're going to get to a point now where we're at a situation now where Chelsea either go down the Man United route of just clamoring for the past to return. Oh, this is our Chelsea. Oh, what's happened to Chelsea? Oh, we used to sack managers all the time and win stuff. We're like people stuck in the past. People clamoring for a return to the past, sacking coaches, stuck in a loop of talking about how this is Chelsea. And people don't like to hear it, or we look at what Arsenal have done. And I know they've not won anything yet, and that's a fair point. But you look at what Arsenal have done, and you go through some severe pain, which they have done, and frustration, And now they've found themselves with a team that is able to compete again. I think I'd much rather know what route I would go down. I'd rather take some severe suffering and pain before eventually having a team to compete and win than go down that Man United route of clamoring for the past to return, sacking coaches, and just stuck in a loop about, oh, this is Chelsea, oh, this is not the Chelsea that we were, that we experienced a couple of years ago. All this wishy-washy, utter nonsense. Like, if you can't stick with us when times are tough and the club's going in a different direction, a new era, then jump off the train. You know, if you're not with us now, then fuck off, basically, because constant negativity is so draining. You know, if you're struggling to find any positives with Chelsea, and sometimes it's hard, but if you're saying that there's been no progress under Pochettino, then that's just simply untrue. It is completely untrue. It really is. So yeah, I mean, that's just kind of my thoughts on a situation, is that if the ownership genuinely wanted Champions League qualification, you should have assembled a squad that was ready to compete for Champions League qualification this season, because what's been assembled right now is not good enough right now and is not ready to compete for Champions League football. It simply isn't. What else have we got in the chat? How can we drop off so much? Sterling looked to well be. It's just a complete lack of consistency. It's not even a striker. Our whole team isn't good enough. I know it sounds crazy to say, but Bailey needs to wake up and realise. Well, look, no, not straight away. No, it's going to take a year or two. Look, we could win a Carabao Cup. We could win a Carabao Cup this season, which would be a very important achievement to go and do. United fans hate their manager. I've had 100 and no one's happy in 10th. No one's happy in 10th. That much is absolutely clear. Brighton, Man United, Everton, Sheffield United must wins. If not, I mean, top four's almost gone already, I think, before Christmas. But yeah, if we don't win 3 of our next 4, I think it's almost certainly gone. Michael, hope you're doing well, bro. Well, loads of stuff coming in the chat. By the way, guys, if you want to guarantee your comment gets read out, then please do use the super chat function. It would be it'd be greatly appreciated. Guys, so any donation, no matter how big or small, is appreciated by myself and the channel. And it will guarantee your comment gets read out. I do try and read as many as I possibly can. And please smash the likes on the stream. People keep running these likes up. We're on 26 at the moment. Let's get this to 50. Get this to 50 likes if we can, guys. So not if we can. We need to get to 50 likes. So if you're locked in now and you've not smashed the like button, please make sure you smash the like button, guys, and subscribe to the channel if you are new round here. Just 4 subscribers away from 7K. So if you're locked in now, you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, people, and get your friends or your family or whatever to hit the subscribe button. Need 4 more people for the 7K mark, which would be great to hit tonight. A bit of positivity on a difficult weekend. Yeah, it was a great free kick by Sterling, but other than that, that's about as good as it got for us, to be perfectly honest. That is as good as it's got for us, which is tough to see. Safe to say, top was no, look, you look, he needs more opportunity, sure, but you just get a feeling about a player, and I just don't think he's got it, or is going to be good enough to make himself have a long-term future at Chelsea. That's just my opinion. I think if we go for an Osimhen or an Ivan Toney, then Amanda Breyer will be sold. I think it's as simple as that. Big up to Bar Down Billy. Lewis posted a lineup yesterday of our lineup. Yeah, it was terrible. I mean, the squad wasn't much, but the squad was horrendous last year. Like, everyone bangs on about experience and all that. The squad was horror last year. It was really, really bad. There's no denying it. It was awful last year. The squad needed a huge clear out. We've got a better squad now, and we are in a better position to build towards the future. Owners need to learn a thing or two from Abramovich. There's no. Again, this constant talking about Roman, like, football's changed. Roman's gone. We're grateful for what he's done, but football's changed. We're going down a new route now, and this constant clamoring for the past is just. it's just nonsense. It really is. It's just I just think it's nonsense. Look, the reality of the situation is that if the owners wanted us to get pretty much or get instant results or be in contention to qualify for the Champions League this season, as I've said a couple of times already, then you should have put together a squad that was capable of doing that. And we simply haven't. Yes, big up, bro. Hope you're good. If these owners thought the squad even when Nkunku was good enough, yeah, no, bro, I absolutely hear it. I absolutely hear it. Yeah, of course, the target for Chelsea should be to qualify for the Champions League. Of course, it should. No one's saying that shouldn't be a target. But the reality of the situation is that if you're expecting that with the group of players that you've put together right now, and you're expecting it at the first time of asking, then that is a worry, because this team, unfortunately, is not good enough now to qualify for Champions League. It's too inexperienced. It's got too many players in it that aren't ready yet to perform at the best of their ability, and it's got too many players that are still developing and need time on the football pitch to hone their craft. And Champions League qualification doesn't allow for that. It's okay if you're a mid-table side, you're not going to go up, you're not going to stay up. Sorry, you're not going to go down, and you're probably not going to win any cups. That's fine. You're just comfortable in mid-table. Then you can take a few chances doing that. But we aren't in a position to be doing that necessarily. So, as an ownership, you either, this is the route we're going down, do the best that you possibly can, but don't put unrealistic demands on things. No, Poch is not going to get sacked. And this idea that we should be sacking the manager is also another nonsense. No one else is going to do any better in this current situation. And people are deluded if they think that someone else will come in and they'll do better. You're just starting the whole process all over again. And then after 4 or 5 games, when it doesn't go very well and the same issues are still there, let's get another manager in. This idea, this constant merry-go-round of getting new managers in is just, it's just utter cluelessness. Just utter cluelessness. What else have we got going on here? The squad right now is not good enough. I believe in this squad. I think this squad will prove to be good enough in the next 12 to 18 months. Absolutely. But right now, if we're talking about Chelsea's squad being good enough to finish in the top 4 or 5 in the Premier League, I think it's questionable whether this squad's actually good enough to do that. Well, I don't know about that. The fact we didn't even try for Maddison. Well, the reason we didn't try for Maddison, I would have thought, is because of Christopher Nkunku. Maddison would have want to play regular football, and Nkunku was kind of that main man to obviously to come in. So yeah, I don't see. Look, it would have been great to get Maddison in, but could we have had Maddison and Nkunku in the same squad? Maybe. Would Maddison be all right with not playing every week? I don't really know. 100%. So these owners think this squad is good enough. Yeah, no, it is, absolutely is. And if they think that someone else would come in and get more out of this squad, then it's it's mad. If we win Europa League, yeah, you do get Champions League football. Yeah, exactly, bro. This is the thing, right? This is what people don't realize, right? When people go with their knee-jerk reaction of, sack the manager. Well, what are they providing as an alternative that they think is actually going to be any better? Like, I'd like people to actually, give me a legitimate reason and explanation as to why they think sacking the manager after 13 games is going to make us have a better season and sort out the problems that we've got now. If there's literally zero logical explanation to do that whatsoever. It doesn't exist. Can we not be shit for 10 years like Arsenal? Yeah, no, I don't think we'll be shit for 10 years. So fans are meant to be fans and good. Yeah, exactly. Look, don't get me wrong. It's tough at times. It's hard. It's hard to be positive about this team, and I will call it out when it's shit. No, I don't have an issue with that. But then there's also providing context and providing clarity to situations. And like, a lot of people just don't like to apply any context to situations when they're throwing out stats about worst start in for a Chelsea season, or all these things. People don't apply any context to it, which is frustrating. But obviously context don't let context get in the way of agendas. We should be winning cup competitions to prove there is progress. Yeah, look, the 1 billion thing is look. What I would say on the 1 billion thing as well, it's not 1 billion spent on the first team. A lot of that money has been spent on, development players that might not even play. So your Santoses, your Casadets, your obviously your Angelos, your Gabriel Slaninas, to name just a few. But yeah, again, I don't know those. Again, do those feet? Is that £1 billion? Is that including all the fucking add-ons which might not even be hit? Who knows? But yeah, look, I think realistically, the only reason that people are saying that Chelsea should qualify for the Champions League is purely based on money spent. That for me is what it boils down to. Because what else are people basing it on? Fun fact: first game after every international break we have lost this season. Well, luckily, I'll tell you what, mate. We need to go on a run as quickly as possible. That it's as simple as that. I said we need to go on a run like before this Newcastle game. We need to win these next 3 games. How likely is that? Oh, I think it's. I don't want to say it's impossible, but I think it's really, really tough. I'll be brutally honest. I think it's really tough for us to go on a run. It's gonna be tough. Well, this is the thing, like, those sort of clowns that are like clamoring for the past, those are the sort of people that would actually say that and think it's a good idea. No, that's not going to happen. I'm confident we will. I'm confident we'll win the Carabao Cup. I think we've got an excellent chance of winning it. I really do. I'd said at the start of the season, I think we will. And look, a trophy would be a massive sign of progress this season, considering we've not won a domestic trophy since 2018 FA Cup. Cup quarterfinal at the Bridges War. Yep. What else have we got going on here? Look, I don't think. Last few games we've conceded far too many goals, and it's been sloppy defending, individual errors, looking really vulnerable from set pieces. But on the overall balance of things, I don't think we're horrible defensively. I think we've got a very good crop of defenders, and that's probably one of our strongest points, even if it's not been the case for the last few games. I agree, the centre forward position has not been addressed yet. Hopefully, that gets addressed in January. Whether it's an Ivan Toney, whether it's an Osimhen or whoever else they might have up their sleeve. The goalkeeping position, I kind of agree with, but I think, look, they're kind of set in their ways on this one at the moment. So I'm not sure that's going to change. No, I just don't see that being the case. And, it would be an absolute disaster for us to do that. It really would be. It would be a complete and utter disaster if we tried to do that or decided to do that in any way, shape, or form. It just wouldn't be a good idea. Do you think we're shoehorning Enzo in just because of the price? I know there's a player in there. No, look, we're not shoehorning him because of the price. Enzo Fernandez is a quality midfield player. Look, he's struggled for the last few weeks. That much is abundantly clear. I am convinced. I think he's a top player. He possesses all the attributes to be a fantastic modern day midfield player. So I don't buy into that fact that we are shoehorning him in and he's not good enough. I just simply don't believe that. I think he's a top player and he's going to be absolutely massive for this club going forward. It really is. So yeah, I'm not sure. It's going to be an interesting one, isn't it? It is going to be an interesting one. But what was I just saying then? No, look, I think he's more than good enough. Absolutely. Look, it's not fully dead, but it's one of them where there's probably like if you need 4 nails in the coffin to hammer it shut, there's probably 3 in there. I think we've probably got to that stage of the situation. Yeah, it's really. Do you know what it is? It's more frustration than anything because you take 2 steps forward, and then just as you think you're getting somewhere, you take a massive step backwards, like that Newcastle game. You think you're getting somewhere, you get a bit of hope, and then you had another, you sort of crash back down to reality. And honestly, the reality of the situation is right now of this team is you're going to get that. You're going to think you're getting somewhere, and you're going to crash back down to earth with with one or two really shit performances. That's the reality of the situation, guys. That is what's going to happen. That's what you get from inexperienced players. That's what you get from inexperienced teams. And like, whether you want to accept it or not, that is the reality of the situation. Poach is one of the few things we've got going for us. Can't just. Oh, look, this idea that we were amazing under Tuchel is, look, we did well, but the league form wasn't great. We were on a downward decline under Thomas Tuchel as well. Look, and that's just the reality of the situation. And he's not a long-term manager either. And that's something they were looking for. Love Tuchel for everything he's done at the club, but let's not try and reinvent the wheel and pretend that we were unbelievable under him, because that simply wasn't the case, particularly in the league. We weren't great under him. Don't think we are beating Brighton. I'll worry about that next week. Home form is terrible. Yep. I mean, he is like in his late 80s, so I don't think he has particularly too much to do with the day-to-day running of the club. No, but they're not necessarily football people, but there's football people in place taking a lot of the major decisions. That's the reality. This is why I love this channel. In life, you don't need to always react with emotions. We need to accept stuff for how it is and work out how to improve. Yeah, look, I'm not accepting 10th position. Do you think I'm sitting there and I'm happy that we're 10th? I mean, we might have dropped even further down. I haven't even looked at the table. I don't really look at it right now for obvious reasons. So I'm not happy with that. I'm not accepting it, but I'm also, rational enough to realize that this is probably where this team is at right now. The table doesn't lie. Yes, it's fine margins, but we're on the wrong end of those fine margins. And right now, this is probably where this team deserves to be, because we've got no discipline. We've got no discipline. That's the reality. Yesterday's performance highlighted everything that was, everything wrong with this team right now. It literally laid bare all the problems that we have with this side at this point in time. There was no discipline. There was no leadership. There was no anything whatsoever. It was a poor performance. There's no discipline. Nothing was right in the second half, guys. Compounded by stupid mistakes. It's a game to write off and move on, but we paid ultimately in this game. We paid the price for a lack of leaders. Simple as that. No discipline. Stupid mistakes. We played right into Newcastle's hands. The amount of times we're giving away stupid free kicks in and around the box, picking up needless bookings. Look, in the last 5 years, I've lost track. Last 3 to 5 years, lost track of the number of games and a number of times we've managed to completely throw away a match by absolutely just shooting ourselves in the foot by just not being able to control or manage a game. We are where we deserve to be, as I was saying, and this is not on the manager and it's not on one individual player. It's a collective culture of what I would call sloppiness and arrogance that has been prevalent for far too long. It's as simple as that. There's a culture at the club now that obviously the culture that was there before has been slowly eroded away, and it's time to create a new culture. But there's a culture of sloppiness and almost a culture of arrogance right now at this football club, and that needs stamping out immediately. Sloppiness, arrogance. We're soft. Why weren't we up for those 50-50s? We just self-destruction. We just imploded. Absolutely imploded. It wasn't even that. Wasn't even anything particularly amazing by Newcastle, but we just absolutely imploded and handed the game to them. We absolutely imploded and handed the game to them. It's a fucking joke. It honestly is. But we are where we deserve to be because of the club culture, because of what's going on, because we're in a transitional period. It's not an excuse. That is the reality. That is the reality of the situation. That is the reality of the situation. But some people are going to disagree with me. Some people will think I'm making excuses. I'm not making excuses. That is the reality of the situation. No discipline, not enough leaders in this team, and a culture of sloppiness and arrogance that is in the club at the moment that needs to be stamped out. That is why we are where we are, and we absolutely deserve to be where we are right now, because this is how good this team is at this point in time. And no amount of saying, oh, you spent X amount of money, oh, this is Chelsea, is going to change the fact that we are where we are, because that's where we deserve to be, because of a lack of leaders, because of a lack of discipline, because of self-destructing, because of sloppiness, because of arrogance. This is where we are right now because of all those reasons, and that is exactly where we deserve to be as a team at this point in time. Why didn't put our best side? Well, we did put out our best side that was available to us, other than Moises Caicedo, for obvious reasons, because he was back late from international duty. Lavia is going to be important. I don't think we're getting enough defensive protection from the midfield right now. I think it's far too easy to pass through our midfield at the moment as well. That's another issue as well. That needs to fix up. I mean, lack of goals from midfield is a major concern as well. That's not what we're looking for. I just don't agree with that at all. Like, a lot of people like to blame this on American ownership because they're American. Like, it's like, I just think it's nonsense. I really do. I just don't believe in that. I just don't believe in that. I just don't believe in it at all. That just isn't the case. They could be any nationality and this could be happening. That's the reality. They could be any nationality, and we could be in a difficult situation. This idea that it's happening because they're American is just not true. Would be stupid. Get the man UCL talent, and then we'll see. Are people deciding who to buy? Are the ones that needs? Look, I don't think. Look, the reality of the situation is, I like the direction that the club's going in terms of the players who signed, the squad building we've done. My issue is then expecting and potentially demanding Champions League qualification at the first time of asking, with a squad that's been assembled, not to be able to achieve that straight away. That's where my issue lies. I don't have an issue with the squad building. I don't have an issue with the planning or the route that we've gone down. What I've got an issue with is expecting to qualify for the Champions League when you've assembled a squad that right now at this point in time is not good enough to go and qualify for the Champions League. That's what I've got an issue with. We aren't. Okay, yeah, cool. I will bring them up. On the screen. Thank you. Second pot should officially make us a joke of a club. Everyone is laughing at us already. No serious coach. Yeah, look, for sure. I mean, it's not even a thought that's even entered my mind. It's not even worth discussing that, because it's just utter nonsense and makes literally zero sense. It makes zero sense to go and do that. It really does. I just don't get it. Why people would be considering that. It's just stupid. Yeah, I think Nkunku is going to make more of a difference. But again, we can't be putting massive pressure on these guys to go out there and think they're going to make an instant impact when they've not played and haven't kicked a competitive ball for us. That's going to be an issue. I said in the start of the season we're going to be 7th, and I got shamed by my friends. No, fair enough. Look, there's a long way to go in the season still, but look, I think we will end up finishing somewhere between 5th and 7th if we can get our act together and get our shit together, and maybe sign a player or two in January. Then yeah, sure. But I think that's probably what we're looking at right now. I can't blame Boch, but I can definitely blame the defensive coaches. I mean, look, I don't know what it is. We're looking really susceptible at set plays, and secondly, like, why are we just not marking players? Like, that's basic. As a defender, as a professional, you guys should be making sure that everyone's picking up a man. The amount of times that opposition players have had 3 headers in the box, runs going unmarked, unchecked, like no one doing anything, just allowing people 3 headers, 3 runs at goal. That's again mentality, concentration, application, things that are lacking in this team. We didn't finish higher than, I don't think we finished higher than 4th in the league under Tuchel. So this idea that we were miles better in the league under Tuchel is just not true. The coach takes too long to make a change. Look, I would agree for sure that Poch with his substitutions, they come too late rather than being proactive. A lot of the time, the substitutions are reactive. Like that for me. I think that's a valid criticism of the manager. Absolutely. Newcastle wanted to win more than us. I don't think they wanted to win more than us. It just became abundantly clear that we didn't really seem to be particularly up for it, and that's a big worry. That's a big worry. That we didn't seem that up for it. That's a concern. Yeah, that game's thoroughly pissed me off as well. It wasn't good enough. Simple as that. It wasn't good enough, that game. We know it wasn't good enough. But that's the reality. It wasn't good enough. And yeah, it is what it is, guys. But that's because the owners and Tuchel disagreed on the direction the club was going in, and he left. But let's not pretend the football under Tuchel was good. Do you remember the last sort of the start of that season under Tuchel? It was horrendous. We were fucking awful. We need more experience. Look, Tuchel's not exactly pulling up any trees at Bayern either. Like, I love Thomas Tuchel, but let's not pretend that we would have been amazing under him. He's one of those managers that is a very good cup competition manager. I'm just not sure if he's going to get you major success in the league, and I don't think I've been proven wrong on that so far. No, I'm not saying he wasn't great. I'm just saying, the league form wasn't that great under him. Yes, we made finals. Yes, we were able to beat top teams. Yes, we had that sort of a mentality. We were good defensively, but we didn't create a lot of chances. And the Champions League win and stuff papered over a lot of cracks. So look, I'm delighted with the work that he did, but let's not pretend that he was some sort of god and we'd be going on to make some sort of dynasty under him, because it just simply isn't true. Yeah, absolutely. I think that given the scenario that we're in right now and given the context, I actually think that's a good season. I think that's a good season, a Carabao Cup and qualify for the Europa League. I don't see that as a bad season at all. I really don't. Yeah, it was stupid. As a captain, you have to do better than that. As a captain, you do. You give away, you get a yellow card in the first place for booting the ball away. You then make a poor touch, give the ball away, and then just haul the man down. It's just a head loss. As a captain, you have to do better than that. You're meant to lead by example. Gordon was good. Fair play to him. He's starting to find his feet. I will get into some of this stuff. Geordie's in the chat. I mean, big up to the Geordies. The Geordies are great people, showing love to me when I was up there, which was great. But yeah, a tough day, and yeah, fair play, deserved. No, there's not. This is the point. This is exactly the point. There is no manager out there that will come, that is available now, or that would is available, B, that would want to come, and C, that would actually make any difference to this situation right now. They just aren't out there. They simply are not out there, people. That is the reality of the situation. I don't want to say the players didn't care yesterday, but it was just an implosion. Heads went, and there was a lack of leadership, lack of mentality, as I said, and we were soft, and it's just no discipline. No discipline. We've got to stick by him and see how it goes. No, absolutely, mate. I think that ultimately is where we're at right now. We have to do that. Simple as that. Guys, I'm going to get into all this stuff. Let me just look at there's so much stuff coming in the chat, people. Remember, you can use the super chat function, guys. to do all that. Use the super chat function, guys, to guarantee your comment gets read out. Any donation is greatly appreciated by myself. I can't read through all these, otherwise I'll be here all night. I will get to some stuff in a sec. Anfield Dave, big up. Aston Villa are a bigger club than Chelsea as they have won more, and rightly now they will take your place in the table too. I wouldn't say they're a bigger club than us, but look, right now they're doing very, very well. Fair play to them. Where's Australian Gooner? Did I see Australian Gooner? Oh, yeah, there. I mean, again, that's untrue. Chelsea were winning European trophies before Roman, winning domestic cups before Roman. But yeah, don't let that get in the way of what you're saying. No, I'm taking Ivan Toney. I'm taking Ivan Toney all day long. I think he's a top player. By the way, guys, keep smashing that like button. We are 8 likes away from 50. Come on, people. Let's get to the 50 likes. No excuses not to get there as soon as possible, guys. 50 likes, absolute minimum. Keep smashing that like button. And we're 3 subscribers away now, people. Just the 3 subs away from 7K. So if you've not smashed that like button, guys, or you've not hit the subscribe button, please do. I'm sure there's 3 of you in here that might not be subscribed to the channel. We need 3 more, and we need 8 more likes. So let's get it done. Let's get it done, guys. Yep, cheers, mate. Great Premier League. No leagues in the last 20 years and 0 Champions Leagues. But yeah, congrats. Congratulations on your top of the league in November trophy. Well done, guys. Well done. Let's not forget the City game 2 weeks ago. This is the thing, right? I don't think we should, like, it's so easy in obviously the aftermath of a big defeat is to forget about the progress that has been made. This doesn't undo the progress. Yes, it might feel like that, but we've proven and we've shown that we can go toe-to-toe with the top teams in the league. What we're lacking right now is some consistency and all the things that I've been mentioning before. I don't think he is. I really don't. Watkins has scored, 2 more goals than Nicholas Jackson this season. I like Ollie Watkins. I think he's good, but Ollie Watkins is not that elite level striker that is going to take us to the next level in front of goal. He's not a 20 goals a season Premier League striker, in my opinion. He might become that potentially, but right now he's not that. And that's sort of the level that we need. Although badly treated, just the victim of the fact that, the squad's stacked and ultimately probably isn't good enough. Nah, appreciate it. It's all good fun. It's all good fun at the end of the day. If you dish the banter out, you've got to be able to take it as well. So yeah, it's all good fun. It's all love at the end of the day. Look, Lavia again, I think it's going to be important. I don't necessarily think we've got I think Caicedo can be a destroyer type player, but not necessarily got. It's not necessarily his full game, that. But yeah, it's look, Lavia coming back in will be a plus, but yeah, let's see what happens. These guys are going to need time to bed in. Least Spurs lost today. Yeah, I mean, great, but that's not the level we should be aspiring. That's not the level we should be aspiring for. But people, I'm going to dive into this. I mean, I was going to dive into this before some other stuff, but fuck it. Let's dive into this Poch stuff, because we had after the presser. Where are we now with this? Let me just bring it up on the screen about cancelling the day off and coming in for empty threats. I'm going to get to that Fabrizio Romano stuff in a sec. So this here. So we had the. We're going to talk about Poch right now. Let me just bring this up on the screen, people. So obviously we had it yesterday with Poch's comments after the game about not being happy, the sloppiness, the worst performance of the season, all this and all that, suggesting that they're going to go back to the hotel and it was going to be cancelled training session and cancelled day off and all that stuff. You're back into the training and whatnot. But Simon Johnson in The Athletic reporting that Pochettino had demonstrated anger in an interview after yesterday, suggesting that a normal way to react to such a poor result would be to cancel the scheduled Sunday off and to train, but it was just an empty threat, and Chelsea had their day off as planned. Yeah, I don't I don't really know what to make of that. Yeah, that's mad. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm a big I like Pochettino, but I'll be honest, that's got me stumped a little bit. I'm a yeah. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. I mean, obviously, all come about because Nicholas Jackson was back in the Villarreal changing room today, seeing his old teammates. So obviously, that suggested that there was there was the normal day off, and I think it's poor as a coach to come out, say those things after the game, and rightfully so. What you want to hear from the manager, and then you're in a situation where you find out that you've just got a coach that appears to be making empty threats. Yeah, that's not really that's not where you want to be. Like, as a manager, you need to lay down the law and come from the top. You need to make it clear that a performance like that's not acceptable, and you guys and you guys need to come in and we need to put that right. Sack your day off, get rid of that, come in and put it right. To be coming out saying those things in the press conference, rightfully so, and to then behind closed doors go against it. I'm not saying that you should think like that, because I wouldn't think like that. But as a player, you're thinking, well, hang on a second, we can perform badly and almost get away with it. Like, I'm really baffled about that. I am really baffled about what's going on there. Really, really baffled about that situation. I just don't get it. I really don't. Why would you say that and then just cancel the training? An empty threat, and the day ahead and the day off went ahead as planned. I think it's poor. I think it's really poor. There's a massive chance there to set some standards and draw a line in the sand about this shit's not acceptable. He's missed it. I think he's missed the boat on that one. I think that's really poor. That is really poor. There's a chance to draw a line in the sand there. This is not acceptable. He had the chance to set the standard, and he went back on it. I've got to be honest. I'm massively disappointed in that. You can't be going out and saying things like that and then backtracking on it in private. You just can't do that. You simply cannot do that. You simply cannot do that. Like, why? Why? It's fuck me. I mean, seriously. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? I mean, what? Why are we making empty threats? I mean, fucking hell. Honestly, like, we're grown adults here. It's like childish to make empty threats. It's like, oh, I'm gonna come and fucking beat you up, sort of shit, and then saying that to public and then shitting yourself in private and not doing anything. I mean, come on. I mean, seriously. Seriously, why are we making empty threats? I mean, that's so pathetic. It really is. Like, I don't want to make a massive deal of it, but I think that's really disappointing. Really disappointing. Really, really disappointing. I mean, fucking hell. Why are we doing that? Oh, fuck me. No, look, we expect more. But he absolutely isn't a massive problem. We expect more from him. Yes, his influence has dwindled in recent weeks, but he's not had a bad start to the season at all. And yeah, I don't think he's been horrendous. Yes, we expect more. Yes, we want more from him, but he's far and away not. He's nowhere near the biggest issue at Chelsea. That absolutely is abundantly clear. He's nowhere near the main issue at the club. That is absolutely clear. Yeah, I remember that one. What else we got going on here? Fears that losing the dressing room. I think we're. I mean, I'm not saying we're past that stage per se, but I think we've passed that stage where we've got the characters now at the team, at the club, that wouldn't go down that player power route and actively seek to get a manager out. I think we've got rid of those people. I think we've moved on from that. I hope we've moved on from that. I think the players got an earful post-match on Poch and guessing they need to be given a day to clear their heads. Look, maybe they did, but what I'm saying is it's not a great look to come out publicly and speak the way that he did, which is absolutely the right thing to do, but then privately go back on what you've come out and said. I just think that's poor. It's disappointing. It's disappointing. It's disappointing. So we've got that. What other reaction to that is there? I just think, yeah, it's at the end of the day, it's poor. It's a chance to set some standards, and I think it's been missed. It's been massively missed. I'm really not a big fan of it. Am I surprised though? Is it a big deal? Maybe it's not, but contextually, this is kind of an area. This is an area that the young squad has struggled with for the last year. And then you talk about an absence of any discipline within the performance yesterday. Talking of discipline, you've got the manager, you've got Pochettino in the stands yesterday because his lack of discipline's got him 3 bookings and a touchline ban. So not only is there no discipline on the pitch, there's no discipline from the manager either. And we're just a fucking shambles, people. We are an absolute fucking shambles. And what's also a shambles, guys, is the fact that we haven't hit 50 likes yet. We need 4 more likes. So people, run those likes up. It's simple. It's free. It's the quickest way of spreading more love to the channel, getting more eyes on it, boosting it in the algorithm. So people, please do smash that like button. It's really appreciated. Let's run these likes up, guys. No excuse not to be hitting 50 likes minimum. Let's run it up, guys. Please smash that like button if you haven't done so already. There's 40 of you in here. There's definitely at least 4 of you that haven't pressed that like button. So come on, guys, don't let me down. Let's get this done. Bit of a Sunday evening Chelsea therapy session and all that business. But yeah, I think it's a major disappointment. It looks weak. That ultimately is look, whether it's a big deal or not, it looks weak to do that, to come out and say one thing and then publicly do another thing. It just looks weak. It's not good enough. That for me is unacceptable. It's disappointing. It's unacceptable. Fucking hell, all this shit that comes out after a game that you fucking lose. Honestly. Yeah, I don't know what to say to that other than the fact it's massively disappointing and it just looks really weak. It just looks weak from the manager and it's just a poor example. That is the reality of this situation right now, people. It looks weak and and that's all I can say. It's weak and it's a poor example. I mean, seriously. I mean, moving away from that, let me just bring this next thing up. Where's my screen share gone? Oh, it's that one. Let's go back and look at this other stuff. I mean, yeah, we had that there, didn't we? Nicholas Jackson back in the Villarreal changing room. So obviously that was kind of clear that the day off was obviously cancelled. So that's that there. I don't think it's a big deal necessarily that he's gone and done that. It's a day off. Do what you want on your day off. But yeah, it's as I said, the last thing I'll say on that is it just looks weak from the manager. And now we've got all sorts coming out in terms of Fabrizio Romano saying this. Chelsea's position is still to trust Pochettino, as it should be. His job's not a risk at this stage. Chelsea know it's a young team and will take some time. The club are not so happy with the current situation and want to see improvements, rightfully so. But owners and directors trust Pochettino, as they should. So, yeah, kind of not really saying quite a lot there without really saying a lot. Appears to be the situation on that one. But yeah, I mean, it's just mad. I don't really know where to begin. But yeah, I think it obviously that's that. We shouldn't even begin to be entertaining replacing the manager. That is utter nonsense in my view. That absolutely should not be happening. But yeah, that's where we're at, people. That right now is where we are at, guys. In terms of that situation with the manager, we shouldn't be thinking about anything else to do with the manager. But let's get rid of that. And I just wanted to highlight again on yesterday, just talking of lack of discipline, I just wanted to bring this up. So we've got Cucurella, 5 yellows in just 7 appearances this season, banned for the Brighton game. Jackson, 7 yellows in 12, 3 away from a 2-match ban. Sterling, 1 yellow away from a 1-match ban. Reece sent off for a cheap foul and losing his head. No discipline and a soft. Awful combination for a club to have. Perfectly summing up my thoughts there as well. And we've got a manager who's been booked 3 times and has served a touchline ban. So, yeah, there we are. Talking of discipline and a lack of it. That's alarming, and it needs to be stamped out big time. Needs to be stamped out ASAP, because that is that is not good enough. It's just not. It really isn't. But there we are. And just moving away from that discipline thing, just like clockwork, as you would expect after a bad defeat, you get what are Chelsea good at? The transfer window, and you get some sort of briefing about Victor Osimhen. You know, after a defeat, put out a little transfer briefing. So many fans fall hook, line, and sinker for it, lap it up, and forget about what's going on with the football. Chelsea will make Victor Osimhen their top target in January, with the forward said to be open to a move to Chelsea. That's an exclusive in the Telegraph from Mike McGrath. Chelsea have a link with Osimhen through Koulibaly, who left the club in the summer for Al Hilal, but has friends at Napoli. He is close to Osimhen. Okay, fair. Classic brief after a loss. Yep, standard. It's literally like transfer news is just a coping mechanism for so many fans, for so many fans. It really is. I mean, look, if you actually go on to read the article itself, it doesn't actually say we're going to make a move for him. It just says that we could. But yeah, this idea of offering out all that sort of thing is mad. It really is. But yeah, I look, Osimhen, yeah, it would be great. Of course it would. But I mean, just the timing of these things is just, it's just classic, isn't it? Absolutely classic. Lose a game. Oh, I know what we should do to appease this. Let's just fucking put out a briefing on a transfer story for a main, to try and make everyone happy. Let's do that. Great idea. Absolutely great idea. That one, but it is what it is. Yeah, Osimhen would be great, but look, I think it's a long way from happening. It's going to be Chelsea have a bad loss. Yeah, it's rinse and repeat. And do you know what the worst thing is? Even worse than the fact that you know exactly when these things are going to come out, is the amount of fans that lap it up and forget about the performances on the pitch and just get so carried away with transfers. Yes, we all get, caught up in the transfers and exciting when you sign a big player, but so many people just lap it up and forget about what's been going on the pitch. Too many people are forgetting that. That's the reality. And too many people are forgetting to hit the like button as well. Guys, we're still fucking 4 likes away from from 50 likes. That should be the bare minimum and should be pretty straightforward to do. So why are we still on 46 likes when there are over 30 of us still tuned in? Please answer me that question, people. You don't need to answer it. You just need to hit that thumb button. It's free, it's simple, and it takes seconds. Let's get it done. No excuses. Yeah, rinse and repeat. And the amount of people that lap it up is embarrassing. It is absolutely embarrassing, the amount of people that just sit there and choose to lap it up. But hey, what can I say? What can I say? People just do that, and that's up to them. Look, Osimhen would be a big money signing. I don't know necessarily if it's the right thing to do, but yeah, we need something. We need someone to put the ball in the back of the net. We need that. So whether it's Osimhen, whether it's Ivan Toney, whether it's maybe someone else, then yeah, whatever. Who knows? But we definitely need that. It needs to be addressed in January, in my opinion. We haven't got enough to get by to the end of the season, so let's wait and see what does happen on that front. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one, people. It is an interesting one. I don't really know what the solution is. We do have to go and do it. We have to go and do it. It's as simple as that. We really need to go and spend that money, of course. What else have we got going on there? That's a story for a few months down the line. But look, it could be a possibility for sure. But again, it's more players coming in. It's more players that need to take time to adapt to the league, adapt to the surroundings, the teammates, the new manager. You know, Osimhen's not going to come in and make an instant impact that we desperately need. Yeah, almost at 7K. Need 3 more subscribers. Might get it in tonight's stream. Probably not. Should be on 50, but are we there? No, we are not there, people. We are not quite there. Disappointing. Disappointing to say the least. We'll get there. I mean, I don't really know what to say. Did not expect such a silly thing from Reese. Yep, agreed. No, it's mad. Yeah. What can we do, people? What can we do? Oh, we are now nearly there. We need one more like, guys. I knew there was a few of you freeloaders lurking in there that hadn't smashed the like button. We need one more now. We need one more. I don't know why people watch and won't hit the like button. It's a strange one. It is a strange one. Well, you mean lack of it, because it's non-existent at times. It's sloppy. It's just really, really poor. It's really, really poor. Don't really know what to say about it, but it needs to fix up because people aren't picking up their men. People aren't, people just generally aren't switched on. It's just, again, sloppy is what it goes back to. No way Osimhen comes to a team who won't make Champions League. You wouldn't have thought so. Again, another reason why I'm not too sure about this Osimhen deal is purely based on the fact that it's gonna. Is he really worth smashing our wage structure for? I find it pretty hard to think that he's just gonna slot into the existing wage structure. Do we break the wage structure for him? Another thing to think about. Look, I think a lot of these players can develop into leadership roles. We need a striker. There are players with leadership. Obviously, Chilwell does have leadership qualities, but he's not available right now. Sterling is there. Obviously, there's a few. Silva Nkunku will have a bit of experience. I don't know what his leadership credentials are like, but yeah, there's certainly a possibility there. No, I appreciate it, Carlton. Big yourself up, bro. No, personally, I don't. Unless we're prepared to break another transfer record, then I really don't see it happening. That's the reality of the situation. Tony's our best bet for where we are as a club at the moment. Again, yeah, no, I agree. I think Tony is the best choice for us right now. But I'm just not sure the club will go down that. I think, I think this ownership has got a little bit of an obsession with a big name, like a marquee signing, as it were. I just think Ivan Toney just makes more sense than Osimhen. That's my opinion. Yesterday was so disappointing. We take one step forward, two steps back. Yeah, agreed. Exactly what I've been saying. Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Thank you, mate. Yeah, I said it at the time when we signed him that I had a bad feeling that he was going to end up being the number one. And I think so far, unless we look to address that, we've got Petrovic that hasn't played for us yet. Kepa to come back, who will be gotten rid of. Yeah, I don't know. I think long term Sanchez probably isn't going to be a Premier League winning or a Champions League winning goalkeeper or whatnot. So yeah, I don't really know what the plan is, but clearly that's been the plan, was him to be the number one. I said it at the time and people didn't believe me, but right now it's proving to absolutely be the case. Fair. I mean, Badiashile needs more minutes, but I think, as mentioned earlier, it was a mistake to put him in yesterday for a big game. Yeah, I would agree right now that I'm not convinced that he will prove to be a good number one. That's my opinion. One winger. I mean, look, he plays Cole Palmer as a right winger. He cuts inside a bit, but in terms of, if you're talking about an out and out winger, then it is just one in Raheem Sterling at the moment. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have the answer to that question, unfortunately. I just don't have the answer to it. But it's tricky right now. But this is where we are as a team, guys. Just not quite good enough. Ultimately, what I would say before I round this out, guys, is that as a fan, if this team annoys you to such a degree that it makes watching the games intolerable, just don't watch them then. Go and watch something else. Go and watch cricket. Go and watch whatever, because those you kind of people clearly can't handle it. Every other team in the Premier League has had to go through periods like this, but there seems to be a sense of entitlement amongst Chelsea fans that we're immune from going through a period like this, and we're up in arms when we do. The reality is, like, every club will go through a period like this. It's our turn now to be in a difficult period, and people don't like it. And if you don't want to watch it, you can't put up with it, or it annoys you so much, don't support us. Go and do something else. Go and do something else. Kind of as simple as that, really. I don't know if we need another left back necessarily. Maybe we do. Maybe in the summer we might look at that sort of thing for a left back. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I really don't know. I mean, talking about transfers right now is a bit, I'm not really sure where we're at. We obviously know we need a forward, but other than that, there's not really too much more out there. He probably will want Champions League, but I don't know what's going on right now. But look, again, I think we struggled to shift Sterling purely because of the money that he's on. He's on a lot of money, guys. He's on a lot of money. Players need to look in the mirror and step up. We need to do much better. No, we do. I think, look, we've got players that want to be here, but there's still just a collective, huge lack of discipline. I think we'll land on United. Well, I mean, we haven't won at Old Trafford since 2013. We haven't won at Old Trafford for 10 years. So, yeah, I mean, we need to win that game. I mean, there's one team I can't stand losing to. It's them. We simply have to win that game. Will it happen? I don't know. But, yeah, we need to make sure that we do our best to, of course, to win that game against United. But, I mean, look, let's do something depressing. Let's see. Have we actually Have we dropped down the table? Let's have a look if we have. Let's have a look if we've dropped down the table. Where are we? Oh, I don't know why I'm doing that. Cancel that. Just have a quick look at the Premier League table. Let's see if we've dropped down. Let's just have a quick assessment of things right now. Yeah, this is a long day for us. Right, let me just bring this up on the screen now to assess where we are at, guys. I know we're still 10th. We're still 10th, people, because Arsenal beat Brentford in the last minute. Wonderful news. Although we could drop to 11th if Wolves beat Fulham tomorrow night. So there's a potential we could drop out the top half if Wolves win. Not great reading. We've lost more games than we've won. We're 4 points behind West Ham. We are 6 points behind Brighton. 7 points behind Man United, behind Newcastle. 8 points behind United. 9 points behind Spurs. And 12 points behind Aston Villa and Liverpool. That is a mad one. That is a mad one. Yeah, mad one. What can we say though, people? What can we say? That is the reality of the situation. 10th, and I said that we've won 8 league games all calendar year. Yeah, that probably doesn't surprise me. 4 this season? Must have been 4 last season in the calendar year. So yeah, that really doesn't surprise me. But look, I said we needed to, with Newcastle, Brighton, Man United, Everton. I said we needed to win 3 of those 4. We now need to win against Brighton at home. We need to win at Old Trafford, and we need to win at Goodison Park as well. 3 things. Oh no, mate! That was way before me. I mean, I never saw Zola play live, or Di Matteo, or Leboeuf, or like that. I was more like I was more back end of Zola. So like 2003, was it? Yeah, 2003. Really, I guess that's kind of when I first started watching. So yeah, no, that was before me. Those were before me. But yeah, guys, that's where we're at. You know, we need to win those next 3 games. Wasn't great, to be honest. No one was good yesterday, but he wasn't good, making uncharacteristic errors. No, I don't think he needs to be benched more necessarily. I think he's still very important to this team, but there is something that, you know, in these sort of things do need to be sorted out, guys. Needs to be sorted out. I think at Old Trafford, that would be something after. Yeah, the win this run against United is kind of mad, particularly at Old Trafford. I can't believe we've not won at that ground for 10 years. If we don't win this, it's ridiculous. But anyway, people, I am going to round this one out now. It's been a pleasure as always, guys. Even though it's not always in the best circumstances with Chelsea, but big up to every single one of you in the chat. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for getting involved. It's greatly appreciated. The channel is nothing without you people getting involved, so it is always really appreciated. Yeah, as I said, guys, disappointing performance yesterday, disappointing weekend, disappointing from the manager that he's gone back on his word. It looks weak. A new week ahead. Let's see what it's got in store for Chelsea. Brighton on Sunday. I'm sure there'll be loads of stories coming out this week. We'll see the players all happy in training and smiling. Let's bring that to the pitch on Sunday. But guys, loads of content coming up next week. Stay tuned. But yeah, big yourselves up, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Things will get better for us. I just don't know when, but we'll be back again. And we will be winning again. And we'll look back on these hard times and it will all be worth it in the end. I'm positive of that. But yeah, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Smash the likes on the way out. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks for all the support. Catch you guys again in the week. Up the Chelsea and peace out, people.